Hello, it's vlog time again, and yeah, we'll start off with the backdrop. I've used Z footage again. I use a technique in FFmpeg this time rather than just copying the same file dozens of times. So I've created a 20-minute loop. Yes, it's just a simple thing. There's no point in putting too much effort in. So yeah, okay, I think this is going to be a fairly long one today. That's what she said, nah. So anyway. Let's start with things that are not so good. Envoy Special, Dark Raven, Hill 16. 3 horses that lost their lives during the Grand National event. Hill 16 was at the event itself. No, I'm not against horse racing. I don't do betting, but I don't judge other sports just because I don't like them. But the Grand National is bloody dangerous. You've got so many horses jumping so high fences. They're all crammed together, and one slip up is a recipe for disaster. We all know, there's nothing going to be done about it. It makes too much money. It's just that. It just makes too much money, and the money comes above everything else. Safety, horses' lives. I mean, I'd even go as far as to say jockeys' lives. But yeah, it's about the money. It's about nothing else. Greed again, greed. Now I know people enjoy it, but seriously, this thing is bloody dangerous. I can understand. I'm not an activist, so I'm not one who will go on to protesting. And I don't really support protesters that are just not going to do anything. But I can understand and I can sympathise with them for this. And just stop oil. What has that got to do with snooker? Okay, yes, they're getting attention for themselves, but it's the wrong attention. You're turning people against them, they are. But yeah, the Grand National, nothing will ever be done, sadly. But I just put my feelings out there for Grand National. Now, I asked a question in Del Boy's blog about SpaceX. What do you think of space? Ignoring the man-child Elon. What do you think of SpaceX, their achievements so far, and their plans for the future? Well, I'm not a Musk fan. I'm not going to defend him in any way, shape or form. The guy's an idiot. He really is. But the trouble is he's an idiot with money. So he gets heard. Now, SpaceX itself, put him to the side for a minute. SpaceX itself, I admire what they've done. They can put rockets up regularly, reliably, land for reusability multiple times. I mean, I think 15, 16 times has been on a single booster. It's not as quick a turnaround as Musk says, but it does have reusability. It's not as cheap as Musk says, but it does have reusability, and people are using it. It's a good business. Falcon Heavy works as well. So they got their 3 booster rocket, which they've even managed to land all 3 of them. The latest one is going to be fully expendable, throwing away them all. So there's no reusability there. But yeah, Starlink, I'm still of a mixed opinion with Starlink. Yes, you're getting broadband in less populated and less easy, not so easy to access areas. But by goodness, the number of satellites that are up there, it makes me weep. It's too many. It's too many of them, and I can't really condone that. And as for the future plans, Starship, yeah. What a mess that made of the launch pad. Yeah, they stated that the test for this one will be if it clears the launch pad, everything else is a bonus. This tells me they launched it before they were ready. Sorry to all enthusiasts out there. This does not fill me with confidence for the project. It went up. Yeah, it went up, okay. Apparently 3 of the engines were deliberately left unlit. But you could see engines failing on the way up, and then it started to tumble. I knew there was something wrong. It went up more like a whale than a slick rocket. There's a lot of work to do there. There's no way you're going to be going on the moon in that in 2024, especially with people on board. Yeah, that thing is definitely nowhere near people ready. So yeah, that's my feeling on SpaceX. I still think you're talking about the middle of next century before we see anything on Mars. And as for the moon, 28 if we're lucky. Yeah, it's. I think NASA are going to get there before SpaceX, the way this was. I mean, okay, it's not just SpaceX. They're getting tied up in red tape. And when you look at the mess that was left, it's probably rightly so. Yeah, okay. And now on to another controversial topic, the rise of AI. Yeah, the new AI stuff, like Mid-Journey for photos and for pictures, and ChatGPT for text, and God knows what else. Yeah. It's all about profit and greed as usual. It's not true artificial intelligence. It's using existing information and rearranging it, if you like. And yeah, as for profit and greed, they're looking at ways to replace jobs with AI. That is the profit and greed thing. Deskilling people. Getting AI involved in everything. You're going to have people who don't know what to do anything, can't train anybody. You can have nothing new. You still need this. You still need people with imagination to get things done. I still haven't used any of the advanced AI programs. I haven't touched ChatGPT. I'm going to have to one day to know my enemy, basically. But yeah, I'm not a fan of this style of AI. I know it has its uses, but it also has the potential for misuse. And we've already seen people writing malware with it. I mean, let's say it's got filters on it to stop you doing things. So, for instance, you ask it for a list of torrent sites where you can download pirated stuff. It won't tell you. So, you ask it for a list of websites to avoid, and it'll show you the list. You can get around it because the protections in place are put in place on a program. And you can always override a program. I've got an itchy face. So yeah, AI, there's no stopping it. Again, like the Grand National, there's no stopping it. It's coming. It's here. So yeah, the lid has been taken off Pandora's box. You just, yeah, be wary. Be wary of it. Okay, now on to some good stuff. I had a week without any notable cycle video clips that I could put from my cycle video. A whole week. Guess what ruined the run? Deliveroo through a red light. Gotta be Deliveroo, haven't it? Yeah. Good old Deliveroo. Put a turquoise box on your back and just jump all the red lights you want to. But yeah, and I still say I've got some clips with other careers, food careers going through red lights, not even pedaling. No, I'm sorry, I know the law, but if you're not pedaling a bike, it's a motorbike. And if you're going through a red light, you're going through red light on a motorbike, as I state in voice on that video clip. Oh yeah. But right. I'm going to talk about work for a change. We got these new trains coming through, 197s by CAF. By CAF, they call Civity units, and ours are 197s. And yeah, nice trains. It's been a bit of a bugger trying to get training done on them. I've done my static training, I've done my classroom training, I've even coupled up with them. And that's not the horror story that has been brought out in advance. The most complex part is getting the gangway door sorted out first. You've got to get that right, otherwise you're going nowhere. But yeah, it seems okay. And I've done a little bit of a drive up to Shrewsbury. They're very good to drive. Completely different to anything we got now. But still, same principle. So yeah, not too difficult. I got 2 days training now, Wednesday and Thursday. That was almost cocked up as well, but that's been sorted. So yeah, looking forward to that. And I think the passengers will be looking forward to them too, because they put up with a lot of crap, especially recently. We're so short of units. Yeah, we'll get it sorted. We'll get it sorted. I'm not my organisation. I just drive the bloody things. But yeah, we'll get it sorted. Okay. Oh, hick. I'm all over the place this morning. Okay. Now I've come across a Commodore 64 demo called Machine Yearning. It's purely music, but 4K of code. 4K of code. It is compressed, the music part. It compresses into about 6.5K SID. It uses 2 SIDs. And it's bloody brilliant. 27 minutes of music. 6-channel sound. So it's stereo, basically. 6-channel sound. 7 tracks of music. 4K of code. Absolutely incredible. I've made a video on that, which I'll post a link to down below. Give it a listen. You don't have to watch it. Just put it on in the background and listen to it. It's, for what it is, it's absolutely amazing. And more good things. I've got a new pointer. And yeah, pointer 3. First attempt. And I got an email through shortly after putting it on to brew, saying, you need to get rid of that dock. There's defect sorted out. And that would have been abandoning the brew. But we'll give you a £25 voucher so you can get a new brew. Well, I got the new brew, but I kept the dock going. And it was a 100% success. It's a lot better than pointer 1, which is, my pointer 1 is basically on the way out. It's not easy to use anymore. But yeah, the pointer 3, yeah, really easy to use. Everything slots together when you're brewing it much easier. The pour is a lot better. You don't even have to throw away anything on the first tap now. And you don't have to mess around at the back with the carbonation dial just so you can pour stuff. It's good. And the House of Hops first beer I had, yeah, it's tasty. And yeah, so a good one on the pointer. Now, my brother, I'd never heard of this before. It does make you think, again, it's this AI crap, but it is funny. He was waiting to pull out, and he's not a patient guy, my brother. And had his indicators on and was easing out, and he was expecting this guy to stop and let him out, but he didn't. No. Ooh, straight past. And you're going to get a bit of language now. He said, "Oh, you fucking prick!" So the car said, "What did you say?" So he repeated himself, and the car said, "I thought that's what you said." Well, I don't know whether it's a reduced road rage or anything, but it did work because he was absolutely wetting himself laughing with that. But it does make you think. And if it was me and I found that out, I'd be turning it off. Yeah, funny. I did laugh at that. But yeah, it would be turned off. And I'm going to finish off with more Amiga stuff. As you know, I got the Pi Storm. I actually got an adapter now. Put that through. And I'm really getting used to it. Getting used to the configs. I had the Amiga set up most of the weekend. I did have the Commodore 64 set up yesterday because it was SID Radio Day. But the Amiga's going back up today because I'm streaming the Amiga tonight. It's it's got issues, of course. It's a cheap accelerator. It's emulating a 68040 or, in the Musashi, a 68020 or 030. Probably best not to use an 040. But using different configurations, I can get different performance out of it. I've got I did pay for Picasso and AMI TCP, so I've got internet access and retargetable graphics, so I can do a high definition display. And I also bought a real-time clock for it, which I fitted inside because when you run in MU68, it doesn't have a Linux underpinning system. It's just raw power. It's just using everything the Pi has got. Has only 68040, so that comes with its own issues. Works for power hungry applications and games. But it's got no real-time clock and no internet access, so I'm still going to have to get a network card. Now, the network card is going to cost about 50-60 quid, And it's going to have to come from the States. Unless anybody knows where I can get a 3Com 3C 359 PCMCIA network card, either with X-Jack or dongle, please let me know. Otherwise, I'm going to have to go eBay to the States. It won't be straight away. A few things coming up. I want to get the holidays out of the way first. But yeah, it's on my roadmap. But yeah, all good things. And I think that's about it. We'll of course finish with the Ukraine flag because that crap's still going on. No idea when that's going to end. Russia doing all the propaganda stuff. And of course, I'll say it again, Ukraine aren't perfect, but they don't deserve what they're getting. Anyway, that's it for the next 3 weeks. I'll catch you on the next one. Have a good time. Enjoy yourselves. Ta-ra now.